Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, or for those of you that are first-time viewers, welcome to the channel. I got a cool video today looking at two firearms. I did a video a couple weeks ago on my P226 Legion, and I wanted to incorporate the Beretta 92F as well, just because of their history. Two firearms that have an interesting background and essentially were created for the same reason. So wanted to go over the Beretta today, just quick, just to kind of go through that firearm and yeah, talk a little bit about that. But before we get into that, be great if you can go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, like this video, and subscribe to the channel's BFG Precision. I just created this channel about a month ago to go over some builds that I've done, some things that I'm into, topics and discussion points related to the firearm industry. I really enjoy doing this and sharing what I've done with you folks. And honestly, I learn a tremendous amount from the comments and everything that I get back from the viewers. So yeah, it'd be great if you guys can like and subscribe, and look forward to talking with you. So please leave comments. Like I said, I learn a tremendous amount from this, and I got a lot to learn. So yeah, please, I certainly welcome any and all. So with that said, yeah, let's jump into this. So the Beretta 92, chambered in 9mm. The mag is empty. The gun is clear. Barrel is clear. Breech is clear. Look away. Everything is clear. We have an unloaded firearm. So chambered in 9mm. It's a full-size firearm. It has about a 5-inch barrel. It's either 4.9 or 5-inch barrel. The barrel is external, so it has a huge opening in the slide. Extractor does have a safety. The safety actually acts as both a safety and a decocker. So when the safety is pressed with the hammer back, it will decock the firearm as well as put the firearm on safe. Sights does not have night sights, but this is an older model, to be fair. This is actually a friend of mine, it's firearm, who lent it to me to do a video and share it with you folks. So to be fair, it is an older model. I want to say this is late 80s. Has some serrations in the rear. Good slide catch. Controls are decent. Has a decent trigger. The reset on the trigger is okay. Oh, I had to take the safety off first. That would be good. Okay trigger in terms of the reset. The trigger weight is pretty typical from a double action firearm. It's about about 14 pounds, 14 pounds. I can't remember. And the single action trigger is about 3 pounds. Good grips. They are removable as well. Good beaver tail. You can get a good purchase on this firearm. So very, very good firearm, to say the least. I mentioned the trigger pulls on this. So happened to I used the Wheeler gauge and I got some averages. So the 3-pull average in double action was 11 pounds, 8.2 ounces, and the single action trigger pull was 3 pounds, 11.1 ounces. If I compare that to the Legion here, the 226, the Beretta in double action, again, 8.2 ounces. The SIG Sauer P226 was 10 pounds, 6.8 ounces. So the SIG was lighter by about 1 pound. However, in single action mode, the Beretta 92 had a 3 pound, 11.1 ounce 3-pull average, while the SIG P226 had a 4 pound, 10.6 ounce 3 average single action trigger pull. So the Beretta had a single action trigger pull about a pound less than the SIG, and the SIG had a double action trigger pull that was about a pound less than the Beretta. So yeah, so all right, how are these two guns related? And just to prove here, we have an empty mag, okay, and we are clear. All right, look twice, and we're clear. So in the 1970s, I don't know if everyone's familiar with the the trials that the military had to try and standardize the firearms across their across the entire military. So in the XM9 trials, the Army started. It actually started with the Air Force, but the Army wound up doing it. They did about 3 iterations of this because the first 2 had some pretty compromising results. But the long and short of it is, focusing on these 2 firearms, is after the 3rd trial was over that the Army administered, and it ran these firearms through a whole bunch of different tests, whether it was dirt tests, dust, mud, accuracy tests, how many shots fired without failure, just environmental tests, human error tests, where they would have the different types of shooters take part in this as well to see how good these firearms will work. The end result was, honestly, the SIG Sauer P226 was more superior during these tests, not by much, but it had higher scores than the Beretta. But they went with the Beretta. The Beretta wound up winning, and it's up for some debate. I haven't been able to put my finger on it, but what I've been reading is that a lot of it was due to cost. The Beretta 92F was a more inexpensive firearm that they would be able to outfit the entire military with. And quite honestly, the Beretta performed very, very well. These were the only 2 firearms that successfully completed all of the testing on the trials. So both are excellent, excellent firearms. As a result of that, however, one of the SOCOM units, the Navy SEALs, again, from what I read, I obviously don't have experience with this, but it's out that the Navy SEALs chose the P226. They were not going to use the Beretta, so they and SIG actually has the Mark 25, the MK25 is the actual Navy SEAL firearm, supposedly. That's supposed to phosphate coated internal parts, so it's corrosion resistant, etc., that you can purchase even now. So yeah, so there you go. There's a couple of really great firearms that have withstood the test of time. This is an older version, the Beretta. Like I said, this is, I think, vintage like 1989, and the SIG 226 was purchased this year. So but not much has changed. I mean, it looks a little pretty. It's a Legion model. They have done some things on the Beretta side. The grips are different. The designs are slightly different in terms of serrations and things like that. But for the most part, these firearms are like they were 40 years ago almost now. So yeah, just a couple real nice firearms. As far as upgrades, specific to, we're gonna focus on the P226. So the Legion comes with some upgrades, right? It's going to come with that short reset trigger. It's going to come with some X-Ray 3 night sights, things of that nature. But there are a lot of things that you can still do, a lot of upgrades you can still do to this firearm to really get it better, much better, right? I mean, the way it comes out of the box is fantastic. It's phenomenal. It has an unbelievable reset. So if we look at the reset on this, it's almost just off and you're right on it. So, I mean, reset is fantastic. Has a great trigger, that SRT trigger. But again, there are things you can do. I have examples here of some upgrades that I'm planning on doing in another video to kind of really get into the stock version versus some of the things you can do. So I have a smooth action short reset trigger package that includes, it does include a new safety lever, includes a new sear, and it includes some different weight springs for the strut, as well as a sear spring. So the difference in the safety and the sear are that they're polished nickel. So it gives it a little smoother surface for the parts to ride on internally to this, because they're I don't know if it's nitride coated black internal parts on the SIG P226 out of the box. So that's one upgrade you can do. There's also some different pound springs for your recoil, so you can tune this to whatever ammunition that you run, whatever weight, whether you're running 124 grain, 115, or something much higher. There's also the super strut. So this is a very good one. This super strut from the SIG Armor, it redesigns the super strut a little bit to allow the spring to sort of ride on the back end of this better. It doesn't stress the spring like the OEM strut does as well. And there's another design on top here that where it interacts with the hammer, that some material is removed, which makes it function a little better as well. And then lastly is the Armory Craft dual adjustable flat trigger. So you can really get the take up tuned very, very low, and you can get the reset to even be better than what it is here. So all of these parts are found are made on the Armory Craft website. You can also go to sigguy.com. He has these parts on his site as well, and he has a lot of videos that show you the installation of them. But yeah, so a lot of things that you can do to even upgrade your Legion firearm as well. If it does require some disassembly and reassembly, and like I would advise to anybody, if you're going to be doing this, you should have someone who's qualified to do it, who understands it, and maybe an armorer or whatever. SIG does offer some great classes throughout the country on armor certification. I've taken a few of them, and they're great. So yeah, there you go. So again, that's really everything I was going to go over today. There will be another video coming where I show you guys sort of the upgrades that I'm doing here. I'm going to do some trigger pulls so we can really get a feeling and really see what these upgraded parts do in comparison to the stock Legion P226. Yeah, so with that said, I'll end the video here, and thanks everybody for watching, and please leave your comments. Let me know if you've done some of these things. Let me know what you think about the Beretta versus the P226. Whatever, love to hear your comments. So everybody, with that said, again, thank your law enforcement and military folks. I say this at the end of every video. We would not be where we are today without them. There's a lot of hate going on in the world right now, and we really should really appreciate and cherish the lives that we get to live here in the U.S. Being a free country. I feel lucky every day that we are where we are, especially with everything going on in the world right now. So prayers to those folks in the Ukraine and everybody that's been affected by what's going on. Pray for all of you, and again, thank your veterans, your military folks, your law enforcement, and your emergency service people. Again, we wouldn't be where we are today without you, so thank you very much for all that you do. So with that said, everybody have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Take care.